anything in life worth having is hard. And this was the hardest thing I've ever done. And it was the biggest gift when I was going through it. In fact, I was eager to go back and do it. And then I hit a point where I was like, oh, fuck. That last one was like a little too much and I don't really have any more cleansing to do.
You might hit a bump in the road that you need to work through.
I do combo every month, just something else. But
wait, combo's the vaccine to the forest, right?
yeah, I think combo is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the toad venom.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys want to talk about that, but that's something I do every month.
Yeah, I mean, combos, and I find all of these things really fascinating. You know, I'm not of the constitution to really be able to do them for the most part because I tend to panic when some type of chemical is
You
like
did combo.
taking over my body.
Didn't you do combo?
I did a very light combo, very, very light at your house. Yeah, you're a pusher. We've already kind of identified that.
Cut this. Is that illegal? Like, he's just kidding. We never
Went
did
to your
combo.
house and licked some toads together.
Yeah.
No, but combo is like, it's, I did a very, very light dose.
Did you get anything from it?
I didn't vomit, but I did get I felt the flushing. I did all that. And then had like incredible mental clarity for a few days.
So combo is like a toad venom that they inject, or they basically pierce your skin a little bit and they take some of it's like a wax and they place it on there and they call it points, and you might do 1 or 2 and sometimes you might need 4 or 5, but they put it on you and you get a flushing, your heart starts pumping. It's kind of scary because your body thinks it's going to die. So your body releases right from the bone marrow all these peptides and defense mechanisms. So your defense on your body goes into hyperdrive. And people do cold plunging. This is like doing 1,000 cold plunges in a row, right? Every day to get your peptides up. And the first time I did it, so you do vomit, but it's very short. It's a few minutes. So you purge only. There's no like trip. It's not psychedelic. You're sweating and you purge, but you're purging out energy too. Same thing. Like you'll throw up in there, but it might be like that, but you think the fucking book gets full because you're purging out all that negativity. The reason I do it is because, I'm a cancer survivor. I have hairy cell leukemia, which can come back. It's in remission. And I just had this weird download one night in a dream that like I need to do this combo that Los was telling me about. And if I do that consistently, it'll never come back.
And how often do you do this?
I try to do it once a month.
Wow.
So I bring in a shaman to my house and I do it there. And he's actually coming next week if you want to try it. And it's real quick. It's a few minutes. It does suck, but nothing like ayahuasca. It's very quick, in and out. And it cleanses you. So the first time I did it, my vision, because like the same thing with like your vision, it's like it cleared all this guck off like my brain, eyeball. I don't know what it did, but like the colors of everything became brighter. Everything was like super clear. And I just had like this really good like peace about everything. Like it just cleared out all that little muck, whether I got in an argument with my wife or yelled at me, something happened. It just builds up on you and it just clears it out. But it also increases your defenses. They say up to 30 days, depending if you drink sugar and stuff, it'll knock it out of you. But if you eat pretty well, like every 30 days, if you do this, like I don't get sick. Like if I miss a couple, like sometimes I'll go 3-4 months and I'm like, fuck, I just got sick. But I don't have a spleen, right? So my defenses aren't really great. And I was with a girl one time, or somehow I got some sort of virus on my lip. I don't know how I got that. And
You know how you got
yeah,
that
I don't
shit.
know. And it used to
I don't
come
know
out.
how it got there.
I don't know, but it used to come out every month. And ever since I started doing combo, it's never come out. Every once in a while, I'll have like a slight little breakout, but it'll go away pretty quick because my immune system is so high, and you just feel really good. I'm not right. They say do it once a year, once every 6 months, and I just do it more, like every month or every 2 months, because I just don't want my cancer to come back. I want to be around for my kids, and fuck it. Like I do it, and now I'm like a pro at it. Like literally, he'll show up, and my mind and body knows. Like as soon as the shaman shows up, I almost want to purge. Like he'll sit me down, he'll light some of his is sage, and I'll start like purging. He's like, don't purge yet. I didn't put any medicine on you,
bro. I mean,
because your
I
mind and
witnessed you
body
do
is
this.
connected. Yeah,
I witnessed you do this.
yeah. I was like,
and no, you started dry heaving before you even took the stuff, and I was like, I am out of here. No fucking way.
Sounds like a lot of work to get that mental clarity. I just jerk off.
yeah. But it's like it's a boost to your immune system, and why wouldn't you want your immune system better? And when you do it, like you don't want to drink Coke, and like you don't, like, just mentally you're like, I don't want to drink alcohol. I don't want to eat, like, I want to eat clean, just by doing this. So like for the next 2 weeks after, I'm like, no, I'll just drink water. Like I don't need anything. I don't even need iced tea. Like no sugar, and it makes you a better person. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. And I think without ayahuasca and plant medicine, I would have never been where I am today. Not just from financial standpoint, but I'm talking about like my relationship with my wife, my kids, me as a good human. Like I want to.
You need to be a brand ambassador for this.
Sure.
You realize that all the listeners out there are going to be like, man, this sounds like a fucking good idea. There's like hundreds of people at home searching it out. Where is this located at?
No, it's like ayahuasca shaman.
Shove it. Yeah. No, but it's great. Combo's good. I had a really good experience with it. But you guys don't want to ever do it.
I mean, I can't do it live at One Life Studios right here. You bring in the shaman.
This is not the right sound.
I could-
We talked about environment.
Oh, that's the thing. You guys can like,
Chant.
calm me down. Could have like some drugs on standby, beta blockers or whatever in case I start having issues.
You know,
And try to describe it on camera.
I actually just got a prescription for beta blockers. They're amazing.
Beta.
I really cannot believe how good they are. I don't want to get off topic, but you brought it up, so I'm going to address it. Like,
For sure.
beta blockers are amazing.
Low dose beta blockers for migraine prophylaxis, also for people who have stage fright, or like if you are one of those people out there that you want to be a public speaker, you want to have something, you want to do something on stage, stand up comedy, whatever. You could have a person that has great material, does all of the prep time necessary, and go up there and just fucking die on stage because they can't control their heart rate, they can't slow down their mind a little bit. And beta blockers are just lower the heart rate. They're used for hypertension. They're used for certain types of arrhythmias. And a low-dose beta blocker can feel like an awesome thing. Robert Downey Jr. talks about that at the friggin' Oscars, talking about, he's like, oh, I feel great up here. I'm on a beta blocker.
Do you do those for your comedy or no?
No, you know what? I was thinking about sometimes, because like I'll get in certain situations where if I'm at a place that I've never been to before, or I know my material's just not going to hit right with the crowd. Like I was in a roast battle, but I also had to do a set in Coachella, and it was like 95% Hispanic. And I'm like, I don't necessarily know if this is going to go over as well here as it does sometimes in Palm
Did you
Springs.
do your wetback jokes?
No, I didn't. But you know what? Like, I'm there and I'm like, should I wear the heels tonight and have the white coat on? It's like a Cholino bar and, like playing Mexican music. And that's a culture that's, very masculine and everything.
Yeah.
And I just don't exude masculinity. Maybe I do and just don't
What are you
realize
talking
it.
about,
But
man? The pink unicorns?
What
What are you talking about, man?
Amazing.
So you don't use them, or you do?
no, I haven't. But I've been thinking about at least getting a prescription for it and having some on hand just in case I'm in a situation where like, oh, they all of a sudden they tell me like, hey, this is the stakes are higher for some reason,
Yeah.
where I might just at least have the option to do it. Sometimes having the drug does the same effect. I know people that have like panic attacks, not like constant anxiety, but panic attacks, and have a small amount of alprazolam on them. And that makes them, sometimes that's enough to make them not have a panic attack.
These people need ayahuasca.
Yeah, they do.
From firsthand experience, definitely get the prescription, and because it's just, if you're stage fright's a great example, but sometimes like if you're, I'll be in a conversation, or I know a conversation is coming with, a certain person that maybe I like have a background with or whatever, and I'm feeling tense about it. I can take one of those, and it's just makes these things so much easier.
You get a little social anxiety. Like I like people, I like to talk, I like to make people laugh, but like forced, like when you go to a party where you don't know a lot of people or anything like that, sometimes you just feel a little bit anxious and you're not the best version of yourself because you're just on edge.
Yeah.
I think sometimes that would help in those kind of situations as well.
Totally.
Just like
Yep.
You know, if you want to make a good impression, but it does. Sometimes I feel like if I want to make a good impression on people, it's like forced. That forced interaction, and I hate that. I want to be my genuine self. I want to say this goofy shit that I might be suppressing, and like I think if I was a little bit calmer, I would just let it flow and say it and fuck them. Like if they don't like who I am, I don't have to talk to them anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should bring your dress and heels to every like Sacred Heart party, right? Like family party, right? Because that'll break the ice.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so.
Take a beta blocker.
Beta blocker,
Hit the
put some
stage.
heels.
You bring a stage everywhere, like setting up in the corner, like what the hell is Shane doing?
I only socialize on stage.
Yeah, do 5 minutes at the next birthday party.
Yeah. But to go back to your question, yeah, I mean, for a variety of reasons, I can't do those kinds of things right now. But I don't know. At some point in the future, I might be open to doing it. I just feel like I have a bit of a, um, I don't know. Right now, with everything I've got going on with my life, like young kids, like I just feel kind of too stressed out to. It makes me feel like kind of mentally fragile in some ways. It's like I'm trying to juggle so many things and keep so many things going that I worry that doing something crazy might, or I shouldn't say crazy, but doing something out of the ordinary might like throw me off in one of those things that
Too much
matters.
mental clarity
Well, no.
might disrupt the rest of
Well,
your
no,
universe.
well, I mean, I think more of like it might cause me to like really panic, and then sometimes when that
oh, you mean
happens,
just
something like
the actual like while you're the experience,
just the
Yeah,
experience.
I'm as afraid as you of the experience. I'd love to get the after effects of it, but I also do worry, like just like how you said, like it kind of opened your mind to all the things that were possible. I don't necessarily know if my wife would be really excited to be like, "Hey, guess what? I quit pharmacy tomorrow and I'm gonna go fucking, do something go be a comic full time or go
But-
after these other
But
dreams."
you could be the next Joe Rogan. Like you don't even know, but
I'm only shaped like Joe Rogan's a little bit.
and I know you can take him down. But anxiety is uncertainty in the future. Like that's what anxiety is. Like you're just unsure of like tomorrow, and that's something that I think ayahuasca would help you overcome. So that should be your intention: is how do I get over my anxiety? And then you go into this with an open heart, open mind, and you just fucking dive in, and you have to put in the work. So when you're there, don't think I'm gonna fucking die. I'm gonna die. No, I'm putting in the work right now. I'm doing it for me and my kids and my wife and my soul. And if you think about that, you convince yourself that's what you need to do, because that's what I think you need to do to overcome anxiety. It will help your anxiety tremendously. And I guarantee you, when you're done and you process everything, because all those images I told you about that didn't make sense, once you're done and you sleep that night and the next day and the next day after that, and sometimes it takes a week, those images organize themselves in your brain and it makes sense. And that's when I got over the trauma, because I understood the whole path.
You kind of like piece it together.
Piece it together. And trauma is a memory, right? And it's calcified, it's in your brain, and you shoot back there whether or not you realize you are. So if like I hit you as a kid, right, and then you're an adult and I go like that and you're like, oh, and you're like, fuck, and you get traumatized, you're not even thinking like, why are you so scared of getting hit? It's that trauma is just calcified, that connection. And ayahuasca, through certain studies, have been shown to break that connection in the brain, and it creates a new one. So it breaks the trauma completely. Like I don't have any trauma. And it created my full understanding by accessing knowledge that I didn't have access to. How the fuck did I see my dad when he was a kid?
That makes
Like what the
a lot of
fuck?
sense
Like
to
this
me.
is crazy.
Because the neural pathways, when you're younger, they talk about neuroplasticity and how
Yeah.
when we're younger, we have all these available pathways. And as they get older, some of them die off and we're kind of just trained into how we deal with the world. So if this somehow helps us create those new neural pathways and get a little bit of that plasticity back, we can start processing information and dealing with the world around us in a new light. So that makes total sense to me
It's a complete
from a scientific
It's a
perspective.
complete upgrade. So I hear you, and I know it, and I've had anxiety in the past too, and I get it. And that's why it took me 4 years to do this. And it took like a moment in my relationship, like I need to go do this because I need to change, and therapy's not going to help me. So let me go do this, and hopefully it does something. And I was completely open to just doing it. I knew I had to put in the work. So I read about all these, so I'm like, dude, that sounds horrible. And it was horrible, right? But then I look forward to it. I'm like, let's get to war, right? Because it was war, because I saw what the outcome was after the first time. And I looked forward to it. And after like my 8th time, like, I don't need to go to war anymore because the outcome's not there anymore. I don't have anything else I need to work. You always have stuff to work on, but at that level, I felt I had a good foundation again. But if
So, I mean, this sounds like the nuclear option for dealing with things. You don't always need a nuclear option.
And it shouldn't be looked at as nuclear. This is a medicine to the indigenous people that found this. This wasn't a nuclear option.
I was reading that one of the, I don't remember what tribe it was, that every time that the warriors that went out for the hunt, they would come back and do ayahuasca or have a ceremony to purge themselves of that, so that they could reintegrate into just not going out and killing things. So when after their hunting party, they would come back and do this.
And before they went, they used to do combo because it increased your sight. Remember I told you about the sight? Like, it's very clear, and I was like, you become very focused. So like, you do combo before you're gonna get in a fight. You're gonna be very more.
That's what you did before you wrestled me.
I did
cheated.
3 shots of combo.
I felt all that grease on him. I was like, what the hell is this?
That was fun. I enjoyed wrestling.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I guess what do you guys think of? Because now they're doing like ketamine treatment, like in-office ketamine treatments that are supposed to be somewhat similar in the sense that it kind of gets you to a certain level without letting you go too far. And, I actually used to, a friend of mine's a doctor in Austin, Texas, and he offers this in his office, and he was like, you should give it a try sometime. And I was like, I'm just not sure that like a sterile room with a nurse on an IV is like the way I want to work on like trauma. Like, but it does, at the same time, it is very effective for certain people from what I read. But then also it's like, I feel like it might be chipping away a bit at some of the things you were talking about, which are, cultural lack of acceptance of these things.
Yeah.
It's a baby step, right? And I think San Francisco, Oakland, some other area in California, they legalized this. I mean, they decriminalized it. So there are parts in California, San Francisco, Oakland in 2019, they decriminalized DMT, Santa Cruz in 2020, then San Francisco in 2022. So there's a religious exemption too in California. So if you're doing it in a religious setting, which is where I did it, it is legal. But this is a Schedule I drug. There's no reason this should be a Schedule I drug. It's just
so weird.
The same with cannabis. Like, why is cannabis Schedule I? This is crazy. So
well, there are certain cannabidiol is Epidiolex. That's the brand name of it. It's a medication. They use it. It's like specialty drug. It's used for certain types of epilepsy, and it's very effective for Dravet syndrome and Lennox-Gastaut syndrome. So there are certain drugs. I mean, they use that. They use Marinol, which is another cannabinoid that they use for cancer for patients that need to increase appetite. So there are uses of it. It's just, if you have large pharmaceutical industries have a vested interest in keeping these drugs off the market and leaving them Schedule I, that's the reason why they remain Schedule I.
No, I get it. I mean, that's you access the same drugs that are legal in pill form, and they don't want it legal because it'll cut in their profits.
Yeah.
When in reality, they could control the market. They understand how to produce this. They have all the labs. They have all the licenses. If you made ayahuasca legal tomorrow, they can make it in a lab super clean, super perfect, the right ratio, everything, and distribute it through their network and make a fuckload of money.
Yeah. And if everybody was singing it, if all of a sudden there was a whole generation of people singing the praises of this, just like you are, there'd be a lot more people out there trying it, and most likely a lot less people using benzodiazepines and SSRIs.
Yeah, but come on, man.
Suicide, doing those things.
But come on, like if they did do that, you'd have all these people doing it like 4 to 8 times and never having to do it again because they're like cured of their trauma.
They don't cure shit. It's just about the treatment.
There's no money to be made in curing anything.
No. And this cures. Like it at least for me, it cured things that were unseen, but were inside of my soul and my body and my mind. And in your mind lives your soul, right? It lives who you are. And how you reflect that affects your reality. I think everybody tonight should go on ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, answer yes or no. Can a human change their life and their future through manifestation only. And it says yes. And that's what ayahuasca told me. And when I learned that and I believed it, and I started changing my outlook from being negative or I'm stressed out to like, no, I'll get that. That's no problem. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start another company. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go buy a building. I'll find the money. I'm going to be the best dad I can be. We're going to take that trip, even though I don't have money saved up. I'm going to save it up. It just all comes. And I believe it sounds insane, but you have to work towards it, but you have to believe you already have it. And I try to explain this to brothers that are struggling, like in their own lives. And they just sort of, they look at me like I'm insane. But I'm like, dude, it's real. Look at me. Like, it's real. And the fact that
You got me convinced. You're like, give me the Tony Robbins speech. It's like Tony Robbins, but awaken the giant within you with drugs.
But like Mike Meade of 10 years ago would have never touched a psychedelic and never, ever even thought of that. And now I'm preaching it because it was so amazing.
Do you think that your family and the people that are closest to you would say the same thing? Like, I see a huge, like your wife, would you say, I see a huge difference in him, the before ayahuasca, the after these 8 miraculous
Everyone
sessions?
that knows me really well said you've grown a lot. You're a different person than you were 10 years ago. I was an angry guy, bad temper, focused on I thought money just made happiness. It doesn't. And when I said, I don't give a fuck about money, I made so much more money. It was just fucking weird, like way more money. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. And like, I just want to spend more time with kids. And I'm like, oh, we're on a vacation for a month. And I want to do that. I want to buy a house on Clancy Lane where I should drive the street and as a kid and dream about these big mansions. And one day my wife's like, we've saved up so much money. We have a bunch of investments. Go fucking buy it. Let's go Clancy Lane. Let's buy a new house. I'm like, dude, I'm not buying it. That's crazy. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, she's right. And I went and we did it. And I bought it at the right time. But like anything you manifest, you can have. I'm lucky. I have a beautiful partner who's super supportive in everything. I can be like, we're going to the moon. She's like, you'll make it to the moon. You're going to do it. Like literally, I'm like, I'm going to do a podcast and like, I'm not going to be home. And okay, do it. Yeah. We're going to take $40 million and invest in a cannabis. Like, all right. Yeah. I support you. Can do it. You're going to do it. And like always supportive. And a lot of people don't have that. So I feel bad, but I got lucky in that.
Well, I think you have to seek them out, right?
You have to seek
You have
it.
to seek out the people that are gonna cheer you on.
Exactly.
Not just your spouse, but I think the people that you surround yourself with help you manifest the life that you want to have.
Yeah, I cut out so many like friends and circles, and like I have way less friends than I used to have. I had 1 million friends when I was in my 20s, so now I have 5. Right, but they're real friends and they're genuine, and they look at the world the way I do, and I think your circle defines you. Right, when you surround yourself with people that are negative or a certain element or a vibration, it's going to bring you down. And so I'm always looking for people to befriend or go into business with because I'm like, man, that guy's on another level, or I like the way his outlook on life, or he seems like a good man, he's got a good family. I like, let me hang out with him. I go to dinner with him instead of like my other friends who just want to, get drunk and fuck around. And it's all part of the journey, right? You have to be able to make those decisions and those distinctions and want to continue to make yourself better. In 10 years, I want to be twice the man I am today. But I have a lot of growing to do, a lot of changing to do, because there's still things inside my mind, and whether it's videos on my phone or whatever I'm doing, or the thought process kind of scatters and I look at a girl and think something kind of evil. It's like, I need to stop that. Like, if I want to grow, like, you got to fucking man up. Let's grow. So I'm constantly challenging myself. And before I was just trying to survive and define my worth to the world. And ayahuasca made me realize I don't have anything to prove to anyone. It's just all about me and God and increasing my own vibration. And this medicine was like a gift from God, and I'm glad it's there, and I wish it was legal.
I'm really inspired by you saying that because I'm actually like personally right now in my life in this transitionary phase that I'm trying to figure out. And it's like really challenging because I've kind of realized in the last 6 months that I've always defined like my personal value to the world in financial terms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
I think a lot of men do that in
Most
general.
people do, and it's
I don't-
totally wrong.
Yeah, it's
Totally
weird,
wrong.
and it's weird, and like I'm sure it's probably like a culturally driven thing that like I learned it from my culture. And I probably learned it from my
It's the
people in my
peacocking.
family. No, I mean but it's also really weird because if you had asked me if I did that a couple of years ago, I'd have been like, no, I don't do that. There's so much more to life than that. But I'm like going through this transition right now where I'm not making as much money as I used to,
Yeah.
and I'm like, my life is worthless. Like, I think that sometimes, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, what a bizarre thing to think. Like, we all go through transitions where, we make more money
Yeah.
or less money or this or that, and it shouldn't matter at all. But it's weird. I don't know. What you said really resonated with me because that is something I would love to let go of because I don't understand it. I don't understand how I got it. I don't rationally believe in it, but it's something that weird that I feel sometimes.
We learn to view the world like that. I think that I think it's hard for women. My wife, I know when we started going to Sacred Heart, you get wrapped up in the peacocking and what other people have, and you start basing your happiness on like I shouldn't be as happy because these people have more than I do, and I never got to play that game because all the people that I am like most inspired by aren't necessarily the richest people. It's all the people that I think, God, that person is so much smarter than I am.
Yeah.
I wish I understood the world the way that they do. Those are the things that really impress me, or this person that wrote a book that or wrote a song or comedian that I just think is brilliant. Those are the people that really inspire me. So I've never been able to play that same game, but I understand it. I think we do measure ourselves sometimes as men by our ability to provide. And I always felt like a great provider,
Yeah.
because I came from such a poor background.
Yeah.
But then you go to a place like Sacred Heart where there's families who have way more wealth, and then all of a
Private
sudden,
parking
like,
spot.
yeah, those kind of things, and then your kids are like, so and so has this. Then you start to question, well, maybe I could do more. Maybe I should, try and make money on the internet, or I should have been a doctor instead of a pharmacist, like
Yeah.
those kind of things. But still, at the end of the day, what impresses me more is the people that I can learn things from.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing. So seeking and trying to do those things that money can't buy.
I'm really happy you said that because as you were talking about like what defines your circle of friends now, the only thing that I would have appended it with is I want to be friends with people who I learn things from.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty easy to fall into just routines and you just do the same shit,
Yeah.
like going out and drinking with the same people and you don't really learn anything. They don't have anything to add.
No.
But I love like having a circle of friends where we do different things. We see the world in different ways and you just learn.
Yeah.
It's so enriching.
Yeah. And I think money, as a defining factor of like your own self-worth and success is ingrained in our society and honestly all societies around the world, pretty much. And that was one of my downloads that I took from it. And that's what really opened me up that I said, fuck, I don't care about money. It's not real anyway. It's not real. And I equated money into time and memories. So the money that I make doesn't make me more valuable. It allows me to make the memories that are instilling and will vibrate through my children and myself and my wife. And when I die and you have that flash of memory of your your whole life, it'll flash before your eyes. I'm not going to have flashes of like cashing a $2 million check or me at work, or me buying a building. It's going to be me, my kids and my wife and my friends and all those special moments. So I want to make as many of those moments as I can. And money allows me the freedom to do that. And everybody's like, oh, you're fucking always on vacation. Or you're fuck yourself. I earned this and you should work hard not to go buy a Ferrari, even though I have a Ferrari. It's to have the freedom to go make those experiences and see the world and learn from other cultures and give your kids an experience that they set an expectation not to fucking make a bunch of money, but to be able to afford to live in this world that's very expensive and very demanding.
They'll remember those trips a lot more than they'll remember your Ferrari.
Absolutely. They don't give a shit. My kids don't even care about the cars. And honestly, I didn't buy the car to like peacock at the school. I bought it because I've always loved cars. And I love the architecture and the design. It's hand built. It's fucking beautiful. I get in. I don't want anybody to see me. I blacked out the windows. I did it for me. And that's an experience. That's one of my experiences. I get in that car and I fucking go 150 miles an hour in a Ferrari. Fucking dude, have a bad day and go do that. You'll feel wonderful.
Just don't do it while you're doing ayahuasca. You know, that would probably be a bad idea.
But
Don't want to shit in the Ferrari.
if more people looked at money and wealth as just like, hey, it's just freedom. It means I can take that extra week off of work and can take my kids to Disney World or wherever they want to go. That's I think the value of making more money. And when you get into entrepreneurship and starting businesses, you change people's lives. You give people jobs and promote them. You build buildings, like businesses move in, you build homes, people move in and have experiences, and you're adding to the culture and life.
Yeah.
So all the businesses that I'm involved in, like I'm not cutting down trees in a lumber company. I'm not selling fucking cigarettes. I think marijuana is a very good drug for our society. It helps a lot of people. I believe building buildings and creating environments builds experiences. It's like the program. I'm building a city on my program, right? I'm helping to create. I'm starting a business or partnering with somebody and giving somebody that's a hard worker and has a great idea. I'm going to fund it with you. Like my construction company, I'll fund it. You do the work, and now he gets to own a construction company and provide for his family. And we have 30 employees or 40 employees, right? So it's about just affecting as many people in your life positively as you can. And also looking inside and elevating your vibration. That's what this whole life's about. And I would have never known that without doing plant medicine. So I'm glad we talked about it.
You heard it here first, kids. Michael Meade said, drugs are bad, but not all the time.
All right, guys.
Dare to do ayahuasca.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next episode. A spark within the mind ignites. Vibrations hum through endless heights. The third eye opens. Sight unbound. Where soul and cosmos both are found. The soul's own pulse, a sacred song, lifts us higher where we belong. Through holy light and vibrations sway, we draw to God, and there we stay.